sports news around the world. Always give your best wherever you find yourself. You might never know who is watching you, and you might never know when your breakthrough will come. After helping Morocco place fourth at the 2022 FIFA World Cup, in the 2024-2025 season, helping Paris Saint-Germain win the UEFA Champions League. In 2025, helping Paris Saint-Germain secure a spot. Hey, Eba, hi, how are you doing? Helping Paris Saint-Germain secure a spot at the FIFA Club World Cup, playing against the Blues, Chelsea, in the 2025 season before Chelsea winning it and winning the UEFA Super Cup. Getting a nomination, Hakimi PSG had injured. Thank you very much. One of the finest African players. Very great. Spectacular player by all standard. One of the finest African players doing it at the world stage. Hardly you will ever hear of Hakimi getting injured. In the 2025 season, he got nominated as part of the World Best Player of the Year award winners. Gained nomination, helped Paris Saint-Germain win the 2024-2025 French League 1. Helped Paris Saint-Germain win 2024-2025 Coupe de France. Helped Paris Saint-Germain win the French Super Cup in the 2024-2025 season before winning the UEFA Champions League, getting nominated as one of the most decorated players, being part of the World Best Player of the Year award nominations. Now the African version of World Best. From a humble beginning, Ashraf Hakimi, being Africa's finest, being African best, from a humble beginning straight to the top. Mohamed Salah doing so well in the English Premier League. Victor Osimhen doing so well for Napoli, moving to Galatasaray and doing so well. All these players fell behind, and Ashraf Hakimi made it impossible for everyone that knows what football is all about. When he won the UEFA Champions League, in every single game from the round of 16 to the quarterfinals, to the semi-finals, and to the finals of the UEFA Champions League, Hakimi always makes sure he assists and he scores. Getting nominated as part of the World Best Player of the Year award doesn't really come easily. And getting a spot as being the World Best Player and Africa's finest, Africa's version of the World Best Player of the Year award, Ashraf Hakimi doing it back to back, getting nominated as part of the World Best Players doesn't really come easily. To even become part of the top 10 doesn't come easily. And to be nominated as Africa's finest, Africa's Player of the Year award winner doesn't also come easy. And Paris Saint-Germain still leading the French League 1 table. Ashraf Hakimi still doing it for Paris Saint-Germain in the French League 1. From Africa to the world stage and playing in France and still doing it in France. Can it ever be done by anyone but an African? Can an African get nominated as part of the world's biggest stages? Mohamed Salah got nominated. Achraf Hakimi got nominated as part of the top 10 best players. But in Africa, the version of the World Best Player of the Year award in Africa, Achraf Hakimi got nominated and won it. Did everything possible in the 2024-2025 season. Did everything possible in the 2023-2024 season. Did everything possible in the 2022-2023 season. And did everything possible in the 2025-2026 season, and still doing it in the UEFA Champions League. Can Paris Saint-Germain win the 2026 UEFA Champions League finals? And can Achraf Hakimi win the world best in the 2026 UEFA Champions League finals? Can Paris Saint-Germain go all the way into the finals of the UEFA Champions League? And can Achraf Hakimi repeat the African version of the World Best Player of the Year? He has done it consecutively over and over and over the years, doing it at the world stage. It doesn't really come easily for an African to dominate the world. It doesn't really come easily for a player from Africa to be part of the world best nominees. And he did it as an African, and he won it as an African, the version where everyone has a spot in it. In the 2025-2026 season, it was always the moment where you will always find Achraf Hakimi. He is the only player you will never hear anything bad about. From a humble beginning in Morocco, back to the humble beginning in France. So many clubs chased Achraf Hakimi, but he opted to stay in France and play for Paris Saint-Germain. And he has been part of the greatest moment where everyone finds a spot when it comes to the world stage. Achraf Hakimi has done it once again. When you get nominated as part of the top 10 best players in the world, that should tell you whatever you are doing, everyone sees and notices it. To get nominated as part of the world best doesn't really come easily, but Achraf Hakimi, Victor Osimhen, Mohamed Salah, Achraf Hakimi dominated all the sports, dominated all the headlines, and won it against all odds. Victor Osimhen in the 2023-2024 season, he did it. In the 2024-2025 season, he was spectacular for Galatasaray. In the 2024-2025 season, Achraf Hakimi had so much spectacular moments in the UEFA Champions League, in the French League 1. Achraf Hakimi had a spectacular moment when Paris Saint-Germain is down. You will always find Achraf Hakimi equalizing for Paris Saint-Germain. When Paris Saint-Germain is always down, you will always see Achraf Hakimi getting a goal before a club will equalize. From the beginning of the UEFA Champions League in the 2024-2025 season, moved to the top, moved to the spot where everyone notices what Paris Saint-Germain is doing, and they made sure they silenced everyone on their way, moved to the finals, and met Inter Milan in the finals of the UEFA Champions League. Achraf Hakimi made it impossible for Inter Milan. They always had a spot. They always had a moment of greatness in the UEFA Champions League, and he killed every moment in the UEFA Champions League and won it. FIFA Club World Cup finals, Paris Saint-Germain was in there. And UEFA Super Cup, Achraf Hakimi was also in there. He made every single moment in the UEFA Champions League. He made every single moment at the FIFA Club World Cup. He made every single moment at every single world stage. And in Africa, Morocco has always been part of the iconic moments when it comes to African football. And Achraf Hakimi has been the most decorated African footballer. The best moment when it comes to African football, the greatest moment when it comes to the world stage. Achraf Hakimi has silenced everyone, and it has made the impossibilities possible. You will always know here a player's name when everyone keep on mentioning how bad a player is, how good a player is. Achraf Hakimi has always been the greatest moment when it comes to African football. And getting nominated and winning the African Best Player of the Year award ahead of Mohamed Salah, ahead of Victor Osimhen. That should tell you what it means to be the best when it comes to the world stage. To be part of the 10 best players in the world doesn't really come easy, but Achraf Hakimi made the possibilities impossible for everyone at the world stage. To get nominated as African finest, to get nominated as African Best Player of the Year, to even walk into the rank and file and be nominated doesn't really come easily. To be nominated and be part of the top 3 and be part of the top 2 doesn't really come easily. But Achraf Hakimi walked straight in there, got nominated and won it. Winning the UEFA Champions League, winning the UEFA Super Cup, being second at the FIFA Club World Cup, and winning everything when it comes to the African soil. The Moroccan international, the one who always shows love to the mom who always gave birth to him. Achraf Hakimi has been the most decorated African footballer, ahead of Victor Osimhen, ahead of Mohamed Salah, ahead of Mohamed Kudus, ahead of Fatau Mohamed, ahead of Jordan Ayew, ahead of everyone, ahead of Dede Ayew. At every single moment when it comes to African football, every blessed moment when it comes to African football, you always find Achraf Hakimi in there. And getting part of the nominees, being part of the world finest players, being part of the world and African best players. Achraf Hakimi has made it possible. Do you think Achraf Hakimi can help Paris Saint-Germain win the UEFA Champions League in 2026? Preliminary rounds is being played currently, but can Achraf Hakimi win the UEFA Champions League in the 2026 season? 2025, we will be entering in the 2026 season. The finals will be played in 2026. Do you think Paris Saint-Germain can still win it? Or Real Madrid or Barcelona can win the UEFA Champions League? And can Achraf Hakimi win the FIFA World Best Player of the Year award? Can it be done? Can it be done by an African? The only African that won the world best was George Oponwia from Liberia. That is the only African that has won the world best player of the year award. When it comes to the world stage, it's only George Oponwia from Brazil who has won it. But can an African do it? Can Mohamed Salah, can Victor Osimhen, or can Achraf Hakimi win the world best player of the year? Who is going to win it? Which African player can win the world best? Can it be Achraf Hakimi? Can it be Mohamed Salah? Mohamed Salah has always been nominated part of the world best player, part of the world best players, but he hasn't won it. Achraf Hakimi has always been nominated, but he hasn't won it. Mohamed Salah has won the African version. Victor Osimhen has won the African version. But at the moment, the current African finest, the current African best player of the year has been Achraf Hakimi. And can an African win the world best player of the year? Can an African do it at the world stage? An African has always won the UEFA Champions League. Africans has always done it. Michael Essien has done it. Sule Muntari has done it. And Achraf Hakimi has also done it. Can an African walk straight and become the world best player of the year after George Oponwia from Brazil? Can an African win the world best player of the year? George Oponwia won it. Can Achraf Hakimi become the second African footballer to win the world best player of the year award in 2026? Can he be an African? In 2026, can he be an African who is going to win the world best player of the year award in 2026? African finest, African best, Achraf Hakimi has won the African Men's Player of the Year in 2025 after getting nominated as part of the World Best Players of the Year. Can Achraf Hakimi dominate the world stage in 2026 in the UEFA Champions League? Which club will be in the 2026 UEFA Champions League finals, and which player will win it? Which club do you think has 99.9% chance of winning the UEFA Champions League in 2026? Can it be Real Madrid? Can it be Barcelona? Can it be Liverpool? Can it be Man City? Can it be Paris Saint-Germain? Can it be Napoli? Can it be Inter Milan? Which player, which country, which club is going to dominate the world stage? African finest, the best moments at the African Player of the Year award in FAR Rabat. Achraf Hakimi won it ahead of Victor Osimhen. Which player do you think has excited you the most in the 2023-2024 season, in the 2024-2025 season? Has Achraf Hakimi become one of your finest players when it comes to the world stage? Which player has excited you the most when it comes to the world stage? The biggest stage when it comes to football, the best stage when it comes to football. And Achraf Hakimi walked straight in there and got nominated, walked straight in there and won at the African Men's Player of the Year award. Which player has excited you in 2024, 2025, in 2023? 2024, which player excited you and which player made you smile? Germany and Ghana are qualified. Actually, another season after 2014. Yes, and it's one of the finest moments when it comes to the world stage. But in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Germany will do good, Ghana will be good, every African nation will be very good when it comes to the world stage. But I think 2 African countries to walk straight into the round of 16 or quarterfinals. Ghana as an African and Morocco as an African team. But when it comes to European teams, when it comes to European countries, France, Germany, Spain, I think Germany will win, or Messi got his second World Cup. Eba, you have a point. Germany can win it, but in the 2026 FIFA World Cup finals, it can be a moment for Portugal, it can be a moment for Argentina, and Messi can win it. It can be a moment of greatness. For Portugal, it can be a moment of greatness. For Argentina, these are the top countries. I think Germany, Argentina, Portugal, Spain, and France. These are the best countries. I think they will walk straight into the finals of the FIFA World Cup. They will walk straight in there and they will do great, and they will become one of the finest, the best moments in the finals at the the FIFA World Cup, and it will be the final straw for one of the best players in the world. It will be the final straw for Messi. It will be the final straw for Ronaldo. And all attention will be centered on Ronaldo. All attention will be centered on Messi. But the best moments for an African country will be the moment for Ghana, and it will be the moment for Morocco. And Achraf Hakimi will always be part of those great players dominating the world stage. And currently, Tunisia is also doing so well when it comes to the African terrain. Egypt is also doing so well when it comes to the African terrain. For Tunisia to play 1-1 with Brazil doesn't really come easy. And they did so well. They scored the first goal before Brazil equalized. But at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, there is always going to be an euphoria where exciting moments will be placed, where great moments will be part of everyone's mindset. But the best moment, the greatest moment, the finest moment at the 2026 FIFA World Cup will be the best moment for Achraf Hakimi and Morocco. It will be the best moment for Ghana, and it will be the world's biggest stage for every single African team. But the clubs and the countries that will be in there in the round of 16, in the finals, and in the round of from the round of 16 to the quarterfinals and semi-finals and finals will be Spain, Germany, England, France, Portugal, Argentina. These are the countries I tip to walk straight into the finals. Any of these countries can walk straight into the finals and make a claim for themselves. But the center stage at the 2026 FIFA World Cup will always be a moment of greatness for Messi, a moment of greatness for Ronaldo. That this will be the final straw for these great players. And everyone will have a mindset where they will think this will be the greatest moment. But the African version of the World Best Player of the Year awards, and Achraf Hakimi nailed it. Achraf Hakimi has nailed it at the world stage, and he nailed it at the African stage. Can he do it again in the UEFA Champions League currently ongoing? Can he do it? Can Paris Saint-Germain win it, and can Achraf Hakimi become the biggest player when it comes to the world stage? Do you think Achraf Hakimi can help Paris Saint-Germain win the UEFA Champions League once again? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Share and turn your notification button on, and always subscribe to SCTV Sports, and I will always bring you more exciting moments when it comes to the UEFA Champions League, more exciting moments when it comes to the African version of the World's Men's Player of the Year, African's version of the World Best Player of the Year. And it was Achraf Hakimi who won CAF Men's Player of the Year award. Do you think Achraf Hakimi is the biggest and the world best player? He did it, and he was part of the top 10 in the World Player of the Year award. He was part of the top 10. And now in the African version of the World Best Player of the Year award, Achraf Hakimi from Morocco has won it. Can he do it consecutively? If he does it again with Paris Saint-Germain, he will still walk straight into the Men's Player of the Year in 2026, and he will still nail it. Do you think Achraf Hakimi has become the finest players in Africa? And he did it in the UEFA Champions League in 2024, and he did it in Africa. And Morocco has been the version where everyone sees the greatest moments when it comes to football. And Achraf Hakimi has been one of the finest players who has been decorated when it comes to the world space, when it comes to the space in Africa, when it comes to the space in the world. Achraf Hakimi has nailed it. He has written his name, he has made his mark. Do you think he's the finest when it comes to Africa? Do you think he's the finest when it comes to the world stage? Let me know what you think in the comment section. share and turn your notification button on, and always subscribe. When it comes to football, when it comes to boxing, when it comes to sports in general, it's always SATV Sports. Take pictures and memories of your life. One moment and your life will change. Another moment and you will have your breakthrough. You will never know when your breakthrough will come. Always do good and stay blessed. Never forget who you are today and who you want to be tomorrow. There is always a great moment when it comes to life. There is always a great moment when it comes to everything on earth. Never forget who you are today and who you want to be tomorrow. Always do good and leave the rest to God. Stay blessed, and I will always be back with sports news.